Marching forward yapıyoruz. Ben şu an iyi miyim ya? Hemen şu kendimi ayarlayıp geliyorum. Act 3 Scene 1 Hogwarts Headmistress's Office. Headmistress's Office. 3 tane S peş peşe gelmiş. Görüyorsunuz. Böyle bir şey çok sık görmüyoruz. SSS. Scorpius enters the office of Dolores Umbridge. He is dressed in darker, blacker robes. He has a pensive look on his face. He remains coiled and alert. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki, Scorpius, thank you so much for coming to see me. Scorpius diyor ki, Headmistress. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki, Scorpius, I've thought for a long time that you have had boy potential in you. No, pure-blooded, a natural leader, wonderfully athletic. Hani pure-blooded tek doğru olan. Belki a natural leader Malfoy'un Draco'nun kendisi dedi ki kesinlikle lider değil benim oğlum. Wonderfully athletic. Hani böyle yine süpürgesi eline geldiydi falan ama öyle atletik falan bir tip olmadığını da biliyoruz. Öyle olsa meşhur olurdu falan biraz. O da ona şaşırmış. Scorpius diyor ki athletic. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki no need to be modest, Scorpius. I've seen you on the Quidditch pitch. There is rarely a snitch you don't catch. You're a highly valued student, valued by the faculty, valued especially by me. I positively glowed about you in dispatches to the augury. Augury Jesus. Our work together fleshing out the more dilettante students has made this school a safer, purer place. Scorpius diyor ki hezit falan çok bir şey anlamıyor. There is the sound of a scream from off. Scorpius turns towards it, but he dismisses the thought. He must and he will control himself. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki, but in the 3 days since I found you in that lake on Voldemort Day, you become odder and odder, in particular this sudden obsession with Harry Potter. Scorpius diyor ki, I don't derken Dolores Umbridge bunun lafını kesiyor. Questioning everyone you can about the Battle of Hogwarts. How Potter died, why Potter died, and this ridiculous fascination with Cedric, Diggory, Scorpius, who checked you for hexes and curses. There were none we can see. So I'm asking if there is anything I can do to restore you to what you were. Scorpius diyor ki, no, consider me restored. Temporary aberration, that's all. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki, so we can continue our work together. Scorpius diyor ki, we can. She puts her hand to her heart and touches her wrists together. Şöyle bir şey mi diyor tam bilemedim. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki, for Voldemort and Valor. Scorpius trying to copy for yes, o da şöyle bir şey diyor herhalde. Bir dakika, she puts her hand to her heart and touches her wrists together. Wrist dediği bilek değil mi o? Sırf şu fiziksel bir gerçekliği olduğu için burada anlatılan şeyi bakıyorum. Wrist. Evet, bilek. And put her wrists together. And touches her wrists together. Şöyle bir şey mi ediyor? Şöyle herhalde. For Voldemort and Will. Umarım yanlış yapmıyorumdur. Okay. Act 3 Scene 2 kaydediyor. Hogwarts Grounds. Carl Jenkins alakasız tipi diyor ki hey Scorpion King falan. Scorpius is high five. It's painful. He takes it. Hemen camı kapatıp geliyorum. Yani Fredericks diyor ki alakasız tip we're still on right tomorrow night. Carl Jenkins alakasız tipi diyor ki because we are ready to spill some proper mudblood guts. Polly Chapman alakasız tipi diyor ki Scorpius. Polly Chapman is standing on the stairs. Scorpius turns towards her. Surprised to hear her say his name. Scorpius diyor ki Polly Chapman. Polly Chapman diyor ki shall we cut to it? I know everyone is waiting to know who you're going to ask because, you need to ask someone and I've been asked by 3 people already and I know I'm not alone in refusing them all. In case you were to ask me. Scorpius diyor ki right. Polly Chapman diyor ki which would be great if you were interested. Which rumor is you are. And I just want to make clear at this moment that I am also interested. And that isn't a rumor. That's F-A-C-T, fact. Scorpius diyor ki that's great, but what are we talking about? Polly Chapman diyor ki the blood bowl, of course. Who you, the Scorpion King, are taking to the blood bowl. Scorpius, you, Polly Chapman, want me to take you to a ball? There is a sound of screaming behind them. What is that screaming? Polly Chapman diyor ki, my blows, of course, in the dungeons. Your idea, wasn't it? What's going on with you? Oh, Potter, I've got blood on my shoes again. Jesus, oh Potter falan, böyle bir söylem, caccut falan bir şeyler de oluşmuş. Ha, burası gölgeymiş lan. Ben de çeviriyorum. Yok yere. Gölge derken ışık süzmesiymiş. Öyle Potter diye şey oluşmuş. Deyim, söylem. Deyim, hani öyle denme olayı, öyle söyleme olayı, söylem falan. Doğru kelimeyi kullandım, sadece fark edemedim bir anlamda. Öyle onun için bu tekrarlar oldu. Devamden diyoruz. I've got blood on my shoes again. She bends and carefully cleans the blood off her shoes. Like the augury insisted, the future is ours to make. So here I am, making a future with you. For Voldemort and Valor. Jesus, böyle resmen evliliğimsi bir şey gibi bir trip gördüm burada. Like the augury insisted'dan başlayıp Voldemort and Valor'le biten kısım içinde not cool. Scorpius diyor ki for Voldemort, tis. Polly walks on. Scorpius looks agonized after her. What is this world? And what is he within it? Falan. Şok üstüne şok. Act 3, Scene 3. Ministry of Magic, Office of the Head of Magical Law Enforcement. Draco is impressive in a way we haven't seen. He has a smell of power about him. Flying down either side of the room are augury flags, with the burden blazoned in a faşistik manner. Bu kitabın en başında gördüğümüz o görüntü. Draco diyor ki you're late. Scorpius diyor ki this is your office. Draco diyor ki you're late and unapologetic. Unapologetic. Maybe you're determined to compound the problem. Scorpius diyor ki you're head of magical law enforcement. Bu Harry'nin işi şu an. Draco diyor ki how dare you? How dare you embarrass me and keep me waiting and then not apologize for it? Scorpius diyor ki sorry. Draco diyor ki sir. Scorpius diyor ki sorry sir. Draco diyor ki I did not bring you up to be sloppy Scorpius. I did not bring you up to humiliate me at Hogwarts. Scorpius diyor ki humiliate you sir. Draco diyor ki Harry Potter. Asking questions about Harry Potter. Of all embarrassing things. How dare you disgrace the Malfoy name? Scorpius diyor ki oh no. Are you responsible? No you can't be. Draco diyor ki Scorpius. Scorpius diyor ki the Daily Prophet today. 3 wizards blowing up villages to see how many muggles they can kill with one blast. Is that you? Draco diyor ki be very careful. Scorpius diyor ki the mud blood that camps, the torture, the burning alive of those that oppose him. How much of that is you? Mom always told me that you were a better man than I could see. But this is what you really are, isn't it? A murderer, a torturer. Ederken Draco rises up and pulls Scorpius hard onto the table. The violence is surprising and deadly. Ve bölümde asabı alıp gelmem lazım diyoruz. Hemen asabı alıp geliyor. Devam. Draco diyor ki do not use her name in vain, Scorpius. Do not score points that way. She deserves better than that. Scorpius says nothing, horrified and scared. Draco reads this. He lets go of Scorpius's head. He doesn't like hurting his son. And no, those idiots blasting muggles, that's not my doing. Though it'll be me the augury asks to bribe the muggle prime minister with gold. Did your mother really say that of me? Scorpius diyor ki she said that grandfather didn't like her very much. Opposed the match. Thought she was too muggle loving, too weak. But that you defied him for her. She said it was the bravest thing she'd ever seen. Draco diyor ki she made being brave very easy. Your mother. Ama çok iyi değil mi ya? Böyle iki insanın birbirini bu kadar sevebilmesi ve sayabilmesi falan harika bir olay. Scorpius diyor but that was another you. He looks at his dad, who looks back with a frown. I've done bad things, you've done worse. What have we become, Dad? Draco diyor ki we haven't become anything. We simply are as we are. Scorpius diyor ki the Malfoys. The family you can always rely on to make the world a murkier place. This hits home with Draco. He looks carefully at Scorpius. Draco diyor ki this business at the school was inspired it. Scorpius diyor ki I don't want to be who I am. Draco diyor ki and what's brought that on? Scorpius desperately thinks for a way of describing his story. Scorpius diyor ki I see myself in a different way. Draco diyor ki you know what I loved most about your mother? She could always help me find light in the darkness. She made the world, my world anyway, less, what was the word you used? Murky. Scorpius diyor ki did she? Draco studies his son. Draco diyor ki there is more of her in there than I thought. Beat. He looks at Scorpius carefully. Whatever you're doing, do it safely. I can lose you too. Scorpius diyor ki yes, sir. Draco looks at his son one last time, trying to understand his head. Draco diyor ki for Voldemort and Valor. Scorpius looks at him and backs out of the room. Scorpius looks at him and backs out of the room. Odadan çıkıyor. Scorpius diyor ki for Voldemort and Valor. Geri geri yürürken mi böyle yapıyor falan. Not sure. Öyle gibi geldi. Act 3 Scene 4. Hogwarts Library diyoruz. Scorpius enters a library and starts desperately to look through books. He finds a history book. Scorpius diyor ki how did Cedric become a Death Eater? What have I missed? Find me some light in the darkness. Tell me your secrets. What have I missed? Craig Walker Jr. alakasız tipi diyor ki why are you here? Scorpius turns to look at a rather desperate looking Craig. His clothes tattered and worn. Scorpius diyor ki why can't I be here? Craig Walker Jr. alakasız tipi diyor ki it's not ready yet. I'm working as fast as I can, but Professor Snape sets so much of it. I'm writing the essay in 2 different ways. I mean, I'm not complaining. Sorry. Scorpius diyor ki start again. From the beginning. Was not ready. Craig Walker Jr. alakasız tipi diyor ki your portion's homework. And I'm happy to do it. Grateful even. And I know you hate homework and books. And I never let you down without that. Scorpius diyor ki I hate homework. Craig Walker Jr. alakasız tipi diyor ki you're the Scorpion King. Of course you hate homework. What are you doing with a history of magic? I could do that assignment too. Pause. Scorpius looks at Craig a moment and then walks away. Craig exits. After a moment, Scorpius returns with a frown. Scorpius diyor ki did he say Snape? İyice heyecanlanıyoruz. Act 3 Scene 5. Hogwarts Potions Classroom. Scorpius runs into the Potions Classroom, slamming back the door. Severus Snape looks up at him. Bunları seviyorum bayağı. Snape diyor ki did no one teach you to knock, boy? Scorpius looks up at Snape, slightly breathless, slightly unsure, slightly exultant. Scorpius diyor ki Severus Snape, this is an honor. Snape diyor ki Professor Snape will do fine. You may behave like a king at this school, Malfoy, but that doesn't make us all your subjects. Scorpius diyor ki but you're the answer. Snape diyor ki how very pleasant for me. If you got something to say, boy, then please say it. If not, close the door on your way out. Scorpius diyor ki I need your help. Snape diyor ki I exist to serve. İşte bunlar Snape lafı değil ama kafamızdaki o Snape üstü bunu hemen evre çevire öyle hissediyoruz. Devam. Scorpius diyor ki I just don't know what help I need. Are you still undercover now? Are you still working secretly for Dumbledore? Snape diyor ki Dumbledore? Dumbledore's dead. And my work for him was public. I taught in his school. Scorpius diyor ki no, that's not all you did. You watched the Death Eaters for him. You devised him. Everyone thought you'd murdered him. But it turned out you'd been supporting him. You saved the world. Snape diyor ki these are very dangerous allegations, boy. And don't think the Malfoy name will prevent me inflicting punishment. Scorpius diyor ki what if I was to tell you there was another world? Another world in which Voldemort was defeated at the Battle of Hogwarts, in which Harry Potter and Dumbledore's army won. How would you feel then? Snape, I'd say that the rumors of Hogwarts' beloved Scorpion King losing his mind are well-founded. Scorpius diyor ki, there was a stolen time turner. I stole a time turner with Albus. We tried to bring Cedric Diggory back from the dead when he was dead. We tried to stop him winning the Triwizard tournament, but by doing so we turned him into an almost different person entirely. Snape diyor ki, Harry Potter won the Triwizard tournament. Scorpius diyor ki, he wasn't supposed to do it alone. Cedric was supposed to win it with him, but we humiliated him out of the tournament. And as a result of that humiliation, he became a Death Eater. And as a result of that humiliation, he became a Death Eater. Doğru okudum. I can't work out what he did in the Battle of Hogwarts, whether he killed someone or, but he did something and it changed everything. Snape diyor ki, Cedric Diggory killed only one wizard and not a significant one, Neville Longbottom. Scorpius diyor ki, oh, of course that's it. Professor Longbottom was supposed to kill Nagini, Voldemort, Snake. Nagini had to die before Voldemort could die. That's it. You solved it. We destroyed Cedric. He killed Neville. Voldemort won the battle. Can you see it? Snape diyor ki, I can see this is a Malfoy game. Get out before I alert your father and plunge you into deep trouble. Scorpius thinks and then plays his final desperate card. Scorpius diyor ki, you loved his mother. I don't remember everything. I know you loved his mother, Harry's mother, Lily. I know you spent years undercover. I know without you the war could never have been won. How would I know this if I hadn't seen the other world? Snape says nothing, overwhelmed. Only Dumbledore knew, am I right? And when you lost him, you must have felt so alone. I know you're a good man. Harry Potter told his son, you're a great man. Çok iyi değil mi oğlum böyle? Snape looks at Scorpius, unsure what's going on. Is this a trick? He's quite seriously at a loss. Snape diyor ki, Harry Potter is dead. Scorpius diyor ki, not in my world. He said you were the bravest man he'd ever met. He knew, you see, he knew your secret, what you did for Dumbledore. And he admired you for it greatly. And that's why he named his son, my best friend, after you both, Albus Severus Potter. Snape is stopped. Ama bunlar o kadar güzel ki. Hani bizim Snape konuşmuyor şu an. Ama o kadar güzel ki bunlar. Resmen Snape böyle işin böyle ödülü mü denir? Ödülü kötü mü ya? Hani işler güzel oldu her şey ama Snape ölüydü falan. İşin o iyi tarafını hiç göremedi. Poor Severus falan. Dumbledore'la Harry King's Cross'la konuşurken Poor Severus falan. Hani orada bile Severus yoktu falan. Diriltme taşıyla bile gelmedi falan. Snape olayın sadece pisliğini gördü falan, tamam mı? Ama şurada şu an böyle bir efsane olduğunu görüyor direkt falan. Hani o kadar iyi ki falan. Bir de işte Snape tam bizim Snape üslubuyla konuşsaydı falan diyoruz. Neyse devam. Snape is stopped. He is deeply moved. Please, for Lily, for the world, help me. Snape thinks and then walks up to Scorpius, taking out his wand as he does. Scorpius steps back, scared. Snape fires his wand at the door. Snape diyor ki, kolla portus. An invisible lock slams into place. Snape opens a hatch at the back of the classroom. Well, come on then. Scorpius diyor ki, just a question, but where exactly are we going? Snape diyor ki, we've had to move many times. Everywhere we've settled, they destroyed. This will take us to a room hidden in the ruins of the fountain below. Scorpius diyor ki, okay, who is we? Snape diyor ki, oh, you'll see. Acaba diyoruz. Act 3, Scene 6, campaign room. Scorpius is pinned to the table by a magnificent-looking Hermione, her clothes faded, her eyes blazing. She's full warrior now and it rather suits her. Jesus. Hani böyle her clothes faded, böyle rengi solmuş, cart falan. Ama böyle direkt bir magnificent looking diye anlattı. Çünkü she is full warrior falan, şu an güzel diyoruz. Hermione diyor ki you make one more move and your brain will be a frog and your arms will be rubber. Snape diyor ki safe, he is safe. Beat. Beat derken bu sessizlik mi? No, you never could. Listen. You were a terrible bore of a student and you're a terrible bore of whatever you are. Hermione diyor ki I was an excellent student. Snape diyor ki you were moderate to average. He's on our side. Scorpius diyor ki I am Hermione. Hermione looks at Scorpius, still very distrustful. Hermione diyor ki most people know me as Granger and I don't believe a word you say, Malfoy. Scorpius diyor ki it's all my fault, and Albus's. Hermione diyor ki Albus Dumbledore. What's Albus Dumbledore got to do with this? Snape diyor ki he doesn't mean Dumbledore. You may need to sit down. Ron runs in. His hair is spiked. His claws scruffy. He's slightly less good at the rebel look than Hermione is. Ron diyor ki Snape, a royal visit, and he sees Scorpius and is immediately alarmed. What's he doing here? He fumbles up his wand. I'm armed and entirely dangerous and seriously advise you. He realizes his wand is the wrong way around and turns it right. To be very careful derken Snape, he is safe. Ron visit demiyor. Güzel nokta. Ron looks at Hermione. Notes. Ron diyor ki thank Dumbledore for that. Niye sahneyi burada bitirdiniz ki? Act 3, Scene 7. Campaign Room. Hermione is sitting studying the Time Turner as Ron tries to digest it all. Ron diyor ki so you're telling me that the whole of history rests on Neville Longbottom? This is pretty wild. Hermione diyor ki it's true, Ron. Ron diyor ki right. And you're sure because Hermione diyor ki what he knows about Snape, about all of us, there is no way he could. Ron diyor ki maybe he is a really good guesser. Scorpius diyor ki I'm not. Can you help? Ron diyor ki we're the only ones that can. Dumbledore's army has shrunk considerably since its peak. In fact, we're pretty much all that's left, but we've kept fighting on, hiding in plain sight, doing our best to tickle their nose hairs. Granger here is a wanted woman. I'm a wanted man. Snape dryly diyor ki less wanted. Hermione diyor ki to be clear, in this other world, before you meddled, Scorpius diyor ki Voldemort is dead, killed in the Battle of Hogwarts. Harry is head of magical law enforcement. You're minister for magic. Hermione stops, surprised by this. She looks up with a smile. Hermione diyor ki I am minister for magic. Ron wanting to join the fun. Brilliant. What do I do? Scorpius diyor ki you run Weasley's wizard. Weasley's. Ron diyor ki okay, so she's minister for magic and I run a joke shop. Scorpius looks at Ron's hurt face. Scorpius diyor ki you're mostly focused on bringing up your kids. Ron diyor ki great, I expect their mother is hot. Scorpius blushing diyor ki well, depends what you think of. The thing is you two sort of have kids together, a daughter and a son. The two look astonished, married, in love, everything. You were shocked the other time too. When you were defense against the dark arts teacher and Ron was married to Padma. You're constantly surprised by it. Buradaki o constantly'ye vurgu falan. Harika şu an. Harika. Hermione and Ron both look at each other and then look away. And then Ron looks back. Ron clears his throat repeatedly, with less conviction each time. Hermione diyor ki close your mouth when you're looking at me, Weasley. Ron does so, though he remains discombobulated. And Snape, what does Snape do in this other world? Snape diyor ki I am dead, presumably. He looks at Scorpius, whose face drops. Snape smiles thinly. You were a little too surprised to see me. How? Scorpius diyor ki bravely. Snape diyor ki who? Scorpius diyor ki Voldemort. Snape diyor ki how very irritating. There is a silence as Snape digests. Still, there is glory in being taken down by the Dark Lord himself, I suppose. Hermione diyor ki I'm sorry Severus. Snape looks at her and then swallows the pain. He indicates Ron with a flick of his head. Şöyle hassasıyla değil de Snape diyor ki well at least I'm not married to him. Hermione diyor ki which spells did you use? Scorpius diyor ki Expelliarmus in the first test and Engorgia in the second. Ron diyor ki simple shield charms should set both of those right. Snape diyor ki and then you left. Scorpius diyor ki the time turner took us back. Yes, that's the thing. This time turner we only get 5 minutes in the past. Hermione diyor ki and can you still only move in time, not space? Scorpius diyor ki yes, it's you travel back in the same spot you stand in. Hermione diyor ki interesting. Snape and Hermione both know what this means. Snape diyor ki then it's just me and the boy. Hermione diyor ki no offense Snape, but I'm not trusting this to anyone. It's too important. Hermione diyor ki Snape diyor ki Hermione, you're the most wanted rebel in the wizarding world. Doing this will require you to go outside. When was the last time you were outside? Hermione diyor ki not for a long time, but Snape diyor ki if you're found outside, the Dementors will kiss you. They'll suck out your soul. Hermione diyor ki Severus, I'm done with living off scraps, making failed attempts at cops. This is our chance to reset the world. She nods at Ron, who pulls down a map. The first task of the tournament took place at the edge of the Forbidden Forest. We turn time here, get to the tournament, block the spell, and then return safely. With precision, it can be done and it won't require us to show our faces outside in our time at all. Then we'll turn time again, make our way to the lake, and reverse the second task. Snape diyor ki you're risking everything. Hermione diyor ki we get this right. Harry is alive, Voldemort's dead, and the augury is gone. For that no risk is too great. Though I'm sorry what it will cost you. Snape diyor ki sometimes costs are made to be borne. The two look at each other. Snape nods. Hermione nods back. Snape's face crumbles slightly. I didn't just quote Dumbledore, did I? Bence dedi o bir dakika. Sometimes costs are made to be born. Hiç hatırlamıyorum böyle bir şey. Hermione with a smile diyor ki no, I'm pretty sure that's pure Severus Snape. Hehe yapıyoruz. She turns to Scorpius. She indicates the time turner. Malfoy. Scorpius brings her the time turner. She smiles at it, excited to use a time turner again, excited to use it for this. Let's hope this works. She takes the time turner. It begins to vibrate and then explodes into a storm of movement. And there is a giant whoosh of light, a smash of noise, and time stops. And then it turns over, thinks a bit, and begins spooling backwards, slow at first. Hani bu kısım hoşuma gidiyor. Böyle bir şekilde hani and then it turns over, thinks a bit falan çok şey. Güzel yani aşırı güzel değil ama bu kitapta bulunduğu yerler hoşuma gitti. Şu an belirtmek istedim. Ben şu bir camı açayım. Burası sıcak oldu. Camı açıp geliyorum. Devam. There is a bang and a flash and our gang disappear. Act 3, Scene 8. Jesus burada bir yerde Snape şey diyordu sanki. Harry Potter'da böyle ben gurur duyuyorum onun oğluna benim adımı koymasıyla gibisinden bir şey diyordu diye hatırlıyorum. Yok muymuş ilk edition'da falan yoksa yani yeni bir sahne falan mı var not sure. Devam. Act 3, Scene 8. Age of the Forbidden Forest, 1994. And we watch our scene from part 1 replayed, but at the back of the stage rather than the front. We pick out Albus and Scorpius in their dumpster robes, and through it all we hear the brilliant, his verse again, his verse, Luda Bagman. Scorpius, Hermione, Ron, and Snape watch out anxiously. Jesus dördü beraber gitmişler. Why? Ludo Bagman diyor ki, and Cedric Diggory has entered the stage and he seems ready, scared but ready. He dodges this way, he dodges that. The girls swoon as he dives for cover. They cry as one. Don't damage our Diggory, Mr. Dragon. And Cedric scares left and he dies right. And he readies his wand. Snape diyor ki, this is taking too long. The time turner is spinning. Ludo Bagman diyor ki, what has this young, brave, handsome man got up his sleeves now? Sleeves diye bir şeyler okumaya çalıştıydım yine hatırlıyorum. As Albus attempts to summon Cedric's wand, Hermione blocks his spell. He looks at his wand. Disconsolate, unsure why it hasn't worked. Çünkü diyor ben böyle yapamadım diyor herhalde falan. Zaten kendi çok özgüveni yok falan. Ne oluyor? Zamanın değişmesiyle zamanın içindeki o değişik noktaların açıklamaları gayet uyumlu bir şekilde gitmesi gereken karakterleri gitmiş oluyor falan. Üçüncü kitapta hissettiğimiz kusursuz derecede her şeyin normalden devam etmesi hissi kadar olmasa bile ona yakın hisler şu an bize geliyor falan. Ama kesinlikle üçüncü kitaptaki gibi değil. Kesinlikle Harry Potter'ın herhangi bir kitabındaki bir olay gibi de değil falan. Ama yine de güzel, Snape'in tekrar hayatta olması, Hermione'nin Warrior Hermione olması, Jack falan. Siz beni anladınız zaten. Teorileri bağlamında beş para etmiyor bu kitap. Ama Harry Potter'ın dünyasını seven bir insan için hani böyle yine o dünyaya öyle de böyle girmek uygunsa falan bu kitap sarıyor. Yer yer bayağı sarıyor hatta. Neyse devam. And then the time turner spins and they look at it and panic as they're pulled into it. Dog. And then the time turner spins and they look at it and panic as they're pulled into it. Ludo Bagman diyor ki, a dog is transfigured as stone into a dog. Dog diggity Cedric Diggory. You're a doggy dynamo. Falan. Act 3, Scene 9, Age of the Forbidden Forest. They are returned from time at the edge of the woods, and Ron is in a lot of pain. Snape looks around, immediately aware of the mess they're in. Ron diyor, oh. Hermione diyor, Ron, what has it done to you? Snape diyor, oh no, I knew it. Scorpius diyor ki, the time turner did something to Albus too. The first time we went back. Ron diyor ki, you saw time to, tell us. Snape diyor ki, we're above ground, we need to move now. Hermione diyor ki, Ron, you can still walk, come on. Ron does stand up, shooting in pain. Snape raises his wand. Scorpius diyor ki, did it work? Hermione diyor ki, we blocked the spell. Cedric kept his wand. Yes, it worked. Snape diyor ki, but we came back to the wrong place. We're outside. Ron diyor ki, we need to use the time turner again. Get out of here. Snape diyor ki, we need to find shelter. We're horribly exposed. Suddenly from around the auditorium, the feel of the breath of an icy wind. Some black robes arise around people. Black robes that become black shapes, that become the mentors. Hermione diyor ki, too late. Snape diyor ki, this is a disaster. Snape böyle bir laf kullanmazdı bence. Hermione diyor ki, she realizes what she has to do. Diyor ki, they're after me, not any of you. Ron, I love you and I always have. But the three of you need to run. Go now. Ron diyor ki, what? Scorpius diyor ki, what? Ron diyor ki, can we talk about the love thing first? Hermione diyor ki, this is still Voldemort's world and I am done with it. Reversing the next task will change everything. Scorpius diyor ki, but they'll kiss you, they'll suck out your soul. Hermione diyor ki, and then you'll change the past. And then they won't. Go now. The Dementors sense them from all sides. Screaming shapes descend. Snape diyor ki, go, we go. He pulls on Scorpius's arm. Scorpius reluctantly goes with him. Hermione looks at Ron. Hermione diyor ki, you're supposed to be going too. Ron diyor ki, well, they are after me a bit and I really am in quite a lot of pain. And you know, I'd rather be here. Expecto as he reaches up to cast the spell, Hermione stops his arm. Herman diyor ki let's keep them here and give the boy the best chance we can. Ron looks at her and then nods sadly at the other. Ron diyor ki and son, I like that idea too. He looks around. He knows his fate. I'm scared. Herman diyor ki kiss me Jesus, Jesus, Jesus diyor. Ron thinks and then does. And then the two are yanked apart and pinned to the ground. And we watch as a golden whitish haze is pulled from their bodies. They have their souls sucked from them. And it is terrifying. O buraları nasıl yapıyorlar o tiyatro olayında ben hala anlamıyorum. O gösteriyi aslında izlemek lazım bir arada. Artık oynuyorlar mı? I have no idea. Scorpius watches helplessly. Snape let's get down to the water. Walk, don't run. Snape looks at Scorpius. Stay calm, Scorpius. They may be blind, but they can sense your fear. Scorpius looks at Snape. Scorpius diyor ki they just sucked out their souls. And the matter swoops down low over them and settles in front of Scorpius. Snape diyor ki think of something else, Scorpius. Occupy your thoughts. Scorpius diyor ki I feel cold. I can't see. There's a fog inside me, around me. Snape diyor you're a king and I'm a professor. They only attack with good reason. Think about those you love. Think about why you're doing this. Scorpius diyor ki I can hear my mother. She wants me, my help, but she knows I can't help. Snape diyor listen to me, Scorpius. Think about Albus. You're giving up your kingdom for Albus, right? Scorpius is helpless, consumed by all that the mentor is making him feel. One person. All it takes is one person. I couldn't save Harry for Lily, so now I give my allegiance to the cause she believed in. And it's possible that along the way I started believing in it myself. Buraya bir bakıp geliyorum. Bir de şey gördünüz mü? O kadar güzel bir muhabbet ki Scorpius alakasız tip alakası yok. Snape, Scorpius diye birini görmesi için hiçbir sebep yok falan. Neyse Snape böyle undercover 7/24 Profesör Snape modlarında falan birden Scorpius değişmiş oluyor. Birden Snape dürüst oluyor falan. Hani şu konuştukları konu falan. Hani böyle çok az vakitleri var. Bir yandan zamanda yolculuk yapacaklar. Sonra hemen o 5 dakika sürecek. Şimdi işte The Mental'lar etrafta falan tehlike çok büyük falan. Hani öyle o kadar güzel ki yani. Resmen iki insan birbirlerine çok önemli şeyler söyleyebilen ve 5 dakika gibi bir vakitleri olan iki insanın yaptığı diyalog falan. Çok güzel. Okey mi? Devam. Scorpius smiles at Snape. He steps decisively away from the Dementor. Scorpius, the world changes and we change with it. I am better off in this world, but the world is not better, and I don't want that. The world changes and we change with it. I am better off in this world, şu an kötü olan dünyada, but the world is not better. And I don't want that. Suddenly Dolores Umbridge emerged in front of them. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki Professor Snape. Snape diyor ki Professor Umbridge. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki have you heard the news? We've caught that traitorous mudblood Emily Granger. She was just out here. Snape diyor ki that's fantastic. Umbridge is staring at Snape. He looks back. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki with you. Granger was with you. Snape diyor ki with me. You're mistaken. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki with you and Scorpius Malfoy. A student I am becoming increasingly concerned about. Scorpius diyor ki well, Snape diyor ki Dolores we're late for class, so if you'll excuse us. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki if you're late for class, why are you not heading back to the school? Why are you heading to the lake? There's a moment of pure silence. And then Snape does something hugely unusual. He smiles. Snape diyor ki how long have you suspected? Umbridge rises off the ground. She opens her arms wide, full of dark magic. She takes out her wand. Dolores Umbridge diyor ki years. And I should have acted upon it far earlier. Snape is faster with his wand. Snape diyor ki that pulls on. Umbridge is propelled backwards through the air. She always was too grand for her own good. There is no turning back now. Too grand for her own good. Bu ne demek? Bu ne demek? Büyük, genel, muhteşem, ulu asil, soylu, ağırbaşlı, baş, önemli, anla, 1000 dolar, kuyruklu, piyano, çok fazla göz önünde gibi bir şey mi diyor? Not sure. The sky turns even blacker still around them. Expecto patronum. Save sense forward the patronus. And it's a beautiful white shape of a dog. Scorpius a dog is patronus. Snape is strange, isn't it? What comes from within? The mentors start to appear all around them. Snape knows what this means. You need to run. I will keep them at bay for as long as I can. Scorpius, thank you for being my light in the darkness. Snape looks at him. Every inch a hero. He softly smiles. Sevgili Tel Albus Severus. I'm proud he carries my name. Now go falan. I'm proud he carries my name. Başka hiçbir şey demedim falan. Hani bu da Snape bari falan. Güzel. Güzel diyoruz. Devam. The doll looks back at Scorpius and then starts to run. Scorpius thinks and then runs after the doll. And around him the world gets scarier. A blood-curdling scream goes up at one side. He sees the lake and throws himself inside. Snape readies himself. Snape is pulled hard to the ground and then pushed high into the air as his soul is ripped from him. As the screams just seem to multiply, the doll turns to him with beautiful eyes and disappears. There is a bang and a flash, and then silence. And then there is more silence. It's so still, it's so peaceful, it's so perfectly tranquil. And then Scorpius ascends to the surface. Breathing deeply, he looks around himself. Breathing deep, panicked breaths. He looks up at the sky. The sky certainly seems bluer than before. And then Albus ascends after him. Bir dakika, ne oldu? O zaman Snape'in ölüm sahnesinde Scorpius aslında gitmiş oldu. Orada yaptığı şeyi düzeltti falan gibi bir şey oldu. Sonra geri gelmiş oldu. Tam o şey sahnesini görmedik mi? Buraya bir bakıp geliyorum kendim. Evet, çok yüksek ihtimal Scorpius gidiyor ama Scorpius gittiği zaman nasıl düzelttiğini görmüyoruz. Sonra hala Snape'in olduğu sahnedeyiz falan. Öyle. And then Albus ascends after him. There is silence. There is a silence. Scorpius just looks at Albus, disbelieving. Both boys breathe in and out. Albus thinking, wow. Scorpius thinking, Albus. Albus thinking, that was close. Did you see that merman? The guy with the, and then the thing with the, whoa. Scorpius thinking, it's you. Albus thinking, it was weird though. I thought I saw Cedric start to expand, but then he sort of started shrinking again. And I looked at you and you had your worn out. Scorpius, you have no idea how good it is to see you again. Now, you just saw me 2 minutes ago. Scorpius hugs Albus in the water, a difficult task. Scorpius, a lot has happened since then. Albus, careful, you're drowning me. What are you wearing? Scorpius, what am I wearing? He pulls off his cloak. What are you wearing? Yes, you're in Slytherin. Did it work? Did we do anything? Scorpius, no. And it's brilliant. Her şeyi anlatıyor işte. Böyle sadece bu laf. Albus looks at him, disbelieving. Albus, what? We failed falan. Üzülüyor. Scorpius, yes. And it's amazing falan. Seviniyor böyle. He splashes hard in the water. Albus pulls himself out to the bank. Albus, Scorpius, have you been eating too many sweets again? Scorpius, there you go. You see, all dry humor and Albus, I know that. Albus, now I am starting to get worried. He enters and sprints to the side of the water. followed quickly by Draco, Ginny, and Professor McGonagall. Harry diyor ki, Albus, are you okay? Scorpius overjoyed diyor ki, Harry, it's Harry Potter, and Ginny, and Professor McGonagall, and Dad, my dad, hi, Dad falan. Draco diyor ki, hello Scorpius. Albus diyor ki, you're all here. Ginny diyor ki, and Myrtle told us everything. Albus diyor ki, what is going on? Professor McGonagall diyor ki, you're the one who is just returned from time. Why don't you tell us? Scorpius immediately registers what they know. Scorpius diyor ki, oh no, oh bother, where is it? Albus diyor ki, just returned from where? Scorpius diyor ki, I've lost it. I lost a time turner. Albus looking at Scorpius, deeply annoyed diyor ki, you lost what? Diyor ki, time to cut the pretense, Albus. Professor McGonagall diyor ki, I think you got some explaining to do. Niye kaybetti oğlum Time Turner'ı? I am not sure şu an. Act 3, Scene 10. Hogwarts at the Mistress's office. Draco, Ginny, and Harry stand behind a contrite-looking Scorpius and Albus. Professor McGonagall is fuming. Professor McGonagall diyor ki, so to be clear, you legally jumped off the Hogwarts Express. You invaded and stole from the Ministry of Magic, from the Ministry of Magic. Ministry for Magic değil miydi oğlum? You took it upon yourself to change time, whereupon you disappeared to people. Albus diyor ki, I agree, it doesn't sound good. Professor McGonagall diyor ki, and your response to disappearing Hugo and Rose Granger visit was to go back in time again. And this time, instead of losing 2 people, you lost a huge number of people and killed your father. And in doing so, you resurrected the worst wizard the world has ever known and heralded in a new age of dark magic. Dry. You're correct, Mr. Potter. It doesn't sound good, does it? Are you aware how stupid you've been falan. Burada bir duruyor. Şuraya bir bakıp geliyorum. Devam. Scorpius diyor ki, yes, Professor. Albus hesitates a moment. He looks at Harry. Albus diyor ki, yes. Harry diyor ki, Professor, if I may. Professor McGonagall diyor ki, you may not. What you choose to do as parents is your matter, but this is my school, and these are my students, and I will choose what punishment they will face. Draco diyor ki, seems fair. Harry looks at Ginny, who shakes her head. Professor McGonagall diyor ki, I should expel you, but with a look to Harry, all things considered, I think it might be safer for you to remain in my care. You are in detention for, well, you can consider yourself in detention for the rest of the year. Christmas is cancelled for you. You can forget visiting Hogsmeade ever again, and that is just the start. Suddenly Hermione bursts in, all action and resolve. Hermione, what did I miss? Professor McGonagall fears. Diyor ki, it is considered polite to knock when entering a room, Hermione Granger. Maybe you missed that. Hermione realizes she is overstepped. Hermione, Professor McGonagall diyor ki, if I could also give attention to you, Minister, I would. Keeping hold of a time turner of all the stupid things. Hermione diyor ki, in my defense, Professor McGonagall diyor ki, and in a bookcase. You kept it in a bookcase. It's almost laughable. Hermione diyor ki, Minerva, there is an intake of breath. Professor McGonagall diyor ki, your children didn't exist. Hermione has no reply to that. This happened in my school under my watch. After all that Dumbledore did, I couldn't live with myself. Hermione diyor ki, I know. Professor McGonagall diyor ki, composes herself for a moment and then diyor ki, your intentions to save Cedric were honorable if misguided. And it does sound as if you were brave, Scorpius, and you Albus. But the lesson even your father sometimes failed to heed is that bravery doesn't forgive stupidity. Always think. Think was possible. A world controlled by Voldemort is, Scorpius diyor ki, a horrific world. Professor McGonagall diyor ki, you're so young. She looks at Harry, Draco, Ginny, and Hermione. You're all so young. You have no idea how dark the wizarding wars got. You were reckless with the world. Some people, some very dear friends of mine and yours, sacrifice a huge amount to create and sustain. Albus diyor ki, yes, Professor. Scorpius diyor ki, yes, Professor. Professor McGonagall diyor ki, go on, get out, the lot of you, and find me that time turner. Act 3, Scene 11. Bir kere daha okurum ben, evet. Hogwarts, Slytherin dormitory. Albus is sitting in his room. Harry enters and looks at his son, full of anger, but cautious to not let it spill. Harry diyor ki, thanks for letting me come up. Albus turns. He knows it is dead. He's being cautious too. No luck as yet with the time turners searching. They are negotiating with the mer people to dredge the lake. He sits down uncomfortably. This is a nice room. Albus diyor ki, green is a suiting color, isn't it? I mean, Gryffindor rooms are all well and good, but the trouble with red is, it is said to send you a little mad. Not that I am casting aspersions. Harry diyor ki, can you explain why you try to do this? Albus diyor ki, I thought I could change things. I told Cedric it's unfair. Harry diyor ki, of course it's unfair, Albus. Don't you think I know that? I was there, I saw him die. But to do this, to risk all this, Albus diyor ki, I know. Harry, failing to contain his anger, diyor ki, if you were trying to do as I did, you went the wrong way about it. I didn't volunteer for the adventure. I was forced into it. You did something really reckless, something really stupid and dangerous, something that could have destroyed everything. Burayı bir okuyup kendim geliyorum. Devam. Albus diyor ki, I know, okay, I know. Pause. Albus wipes away a tear. Harry notices it and takes a breath. He pulls himself back from the brink. Harry diyor ki, well, I was wrong too. To think Scorpius was Voldemort's son. He wasn't a black cloud. Albus diyor ki, no. Harry diyor ki, and I have locked away the map. You won't see it again. Your mom left your room exactly as it was when you ran away. You know that? Wouldn't let me go in. Wouldn't let anyone go in. You really scared her and me. Buraya bir kendim bakıp geliyorum tekrar. Devam. Albus diyor ki, really scared diyor. Harry diyor ki, yes. Albus diyor ki, I thought Harry Potter wasn't afraid of anything. Harry diyor ki, is that how I make you feel? Albus looks at his dad, trying to figure him out. I was like, I don't think Scorpius said, but when we returned after failing to fix the first test, I was suddenly in Gryffindor house. Nothing was better between us than either. So the fact that I am in Slytherin, that's not the reason for our problems. It's not just about that. Harry diyor ki, no, I know. It's not just about that. Harry looks at Albus. Are you okay, Albus? Albus diyor ki, no. Harry diyor ki, no, no, me. Tamam, burada bitsin. Act 3, Scene 12, Dream, Godric's Hollow, Graveyard. Jesus. Tamam, olayın sonlara doğru yaklaşıyoruz. Daha yine çok şeyimiz var da yarın da okuyacağım, cuma da okuyacağım falan. Tamam diyoruz. Neyse, konu bu değil. Ben burada bir durayım, bir düşüneyim. Diyecek bir şey var mıdır? Okay. Nope, hadi görüşürüz.